Oh, that's an intro. Hi, everybody. Oh, we don't do professionalism here. Welcome back to Fallout Equestria, Chapter 23. Oh, man.
Curiosity. I halted, bobby pin and screwdriver hovering between me and the wall safe at Steelhooves' muttered comment. This safe was the only container within the Helping Hoof Clinic which hadn't been successfully scavenged by ponies before us. Anything that could hold valuables had already been looted. Brighter spots on faded walls showed where medical boxes, probably locked, had simply been torn away from their mountings. Huh? Eloquent as always, little Pip. Steelhooves
Not a high
whinnied.
charisma.
Your little friend, Homage, asked me what I thought your defining characteristic was.
Oh.
What? When? Oh, goddesses. What did Steelhooves tell her? Please don't let it be bad. Or embarrassing. While you were hospitalized, Steelhooves responded bluntly. Do you really find it surprising that you would ask your companions about you? No, not really. She was probably trying to get to know the real me more.
Tired.
Especially before
Jeez.
taking our relationship to a whole new level. It was wise. I just wasn't sure Steelhooves was the pony I would have wanted her getting a reference from. What did you say?
He thinks she's a
asked
secret
nervously.
agent.
And then felt immediately stupid. He just answered that, didn't he? I mean, okay. Curiosity. That isn't so bad. Yeah, I'm curious. I don't think you could call it my defining characteristic, though. We're walking into hell, Velvet Remedy interjected. And Little Pip is sightseeing.
God damn, I'm tired.
No, I argued.
I wasn't this tired
I'm
until I
not.
turned this on. What the fuck?
I stopped talking at her knowing smile. Hey, the clinic was right here, right on our way. And you know we could use some more medical supplies if we find any.
Yep.
Yep. Y'all should have seen Little Pip on Stable 24, Calamity agreed. Mimicking my voice. Poorly, I might add, he called out. Dangerous critters. Let's explore. Hey, you're the one that wanted to go on the next adventure with me. I figure she's been like this ever since Steppenhoof had her own stable, Calamity concluded. Reckon I can't blame her, living in a box. Oh no, Velvet Remedy chimed in. She was like this inside the stable too.
Really?
I sighed. Apparently this was going to be the teased Little Pip day.
Yeah.
I turned away, choosing to focus on the wall safe. Let them have their fun. Velvet continued. When the other colts and fillies decided to try new things in an effort to provoke their cutie marks in the showing, they'd try soccer. Or ballet. Little Pip? She tries to invent the art of breaking into other ponies' private things.
Ow!
I
Damn.
broke the bobby pin, which was really frustrating since this lock was well beneath my skills. I took a deep breath, looking in a random direction that was neither the safe nor my friend's. Pilot had perched on an IV stand in the corner near a medical bed. Behind her was a Ministry of Peace poster and a smiling Fluttershy with a white rabbit sitting on her head, and colorful birds and butterflies flocking around her. The top of the poster read simply, Remember. But the bottom half was so badly damaged that I couldn't tell what it was trying to say.
Kindness?
There must have been some gentle but insidious power in Fluttershy's image, for I found myself feeling ashamed that we had forgotten what she had told us not to do. Well, I grunted, hovering on a replacement bobby pin. Maybe curiosity's my virtue then. My three companions looked at each other quietly, skeptically. Pilot let out a soft whoop as smiles broke across their faces, or at least across the muzzles of Calamity and Velvet Remedy. Simultaneously, they turned to me and told me that no, it was definitely a vice. Well, that was unexpected, Calamity noted, staring through the open safe into the building adjacent to the Helping Hoof Clinic. The entire back of the safe was gone, as was a significant amount of the other building's wall. Judging by the damage, it looked as if a large magical energy weapon on the scale of the Junction R7 cannon had been used to melt through the wall. Some pony had a hard-on for this safe. Then they were stupid, I commented. That blast probably destroyed anything that was in here. Steelhoof spoke. I don't think this was the safe they were intending to use that weapon for. How do you figure? First, this safe was hidden. It's likely they didn't even know it was here. Steelhooves was right. The safe had been hidden behind a large framed sign. Most scavengers wouldn't have thought to pull it down and look behind it.
Well, then they're bad
But
scavengers.
ever since Homage revealed her safe behind the splendid valley painting, I'd fallen into the habit of peeking behind frames.
Smart
something
girl.
which undoubtedly added fodder to my companion's discussion of my so-called vice. I
You're a
glanced over to where the sign
kleptomaniac.
was propped against the
Accept
medical
it.
rack. It was very much unlike the posters I had grown used to. A more forthright and clinical warning from the past. Wartime stress disorder. For over 1,000 years, ponies have known only peace. It should be no surprise, then, that many are not able to cope with the harsh realities of war.
PTSD? Yeah.
Wartime stress disorder is a very real illness that affects thousands of ponies each year. Know what to look for. Depression, anxiety, lack of sleep, loss of appetite, unpatriotic thoughts, and suicidal impulses. If you or any of your loved ones are experiencing 2 or more of these symptoms, it may be WSD. If so, ask for help. No pony needs to suffer alone. Knowledgeable and caring ponies trained by the Ministry of Peace are waiting to help. I spared it only a glance before turning my attention back to Steelhoof's. Having read the sign before floating it down, I didn't need to read it again. Second, Steelhoof's continued, apparently having paid more attention to our surroundings than I had. The building next to the clinic was a bank. I had admittedly dismissed the building next door after discovering the door was blocked by interior rubble. I could see now, through the safe,
Was this
that
just
a fair
an
amount of interior
elaborate
was
bank
intact,
robbery?
and a bank promised to be interesting. Okay, I said, floating out the zebra rifle. I'm going through. I started to climb up into the safe, only to feel teeth bite down on my tail and pull me back. Oh no you ain't, Calamity said, letting go. Ain't no way any rest of us can wiggle through that thing, he said, pointing a hoof at the wall safe. I opened my mouth to protest, but he cut me off. I ain't letting you brave that place alone. Whatever destroyed that wall might still be lurking there. Calamity smirked. Besides, you said your next adventure would be with me.
So,
You promised.
I want to guess it's Hellhounds, because advanced energy weapons, and we're still in the territory that's close to them. I want to guess it's either Hellhounds, or this happened in the hours or even minutes leading up to the Bellfire bomb, because it was a bank. Maybe it was a bank robbery that happened when the Bellfire thing went down. That's my guess. We may never know.
And I'm holding you to it. I slumped. He had a point. Then I brightened. Once I'm inside, I'll be able to see the rubble blocking the front door and levitate it out of the way. I can let you all in through the front. It'll only take a moment. They looked at each other again, and I could read on their faces a begrudging acceptance that this was going to happen. I set my hoofs to it. There was no stopping me, short of a tranquilizer dart to the breast.
Or
I
the
floated
ass.
the zebra rifle ahead of me, my current weapon of choice. Calamity and I
It's
had
an
spent time in the early
AK-47,
morning
isn't it?
looting the locked ammo
Good choice,
boxes
Little
from
Pip.
surviving convoy chariots on the overpass. As a result, I was no longer worried about ammo for the zebra rifle. I had been surprised to find that, even up here, everything that wasn't locked up had been looted. But Calamity reminded me that he wasn't the only flyer in the equestrian wasteland. I counted us lucky when we had moved beyond Hellhound territory and into the jagged hellscape of Philadelphia suburbs without any encounters. During our trek, Calamity and I had scouted ahead, being by far the most stealthy members of our group. I had kept my pit-buck radio off. Only the tiniest amount of noise leaked out of my earbloom for others to possibly hear, but I suspected the keen-eared hellhounds might notice even that. I was yearning to turn it on again and hear what else Red-Eye might have to say. With a second look at the safe, I decided to shuck my saddlebags. It was going to be tight, and I didn't want to get stuck. I could float them through behind me once I was inside. Or, worst case, go back in the clinic and get them after I cleared the bank's front door. No encounters also
I don't know.
meant I still owed
That'll leave you
Calamity an adventure,
exposed as you
and
go
I wanted
out,
to pay
go
off that
in.
debt before we got into the heart of
You know?
Philadelphia. We were looking at trotting into slaver territory, and I feared for my companion's safety. It's not that I doubted their ability, or their courage, but the anxiety I felt didn't lend itself easily to the words. I suppose I feared that my friends were not only dear to me, but would be dear to them in an entirely different and unpleasant way. In the eyes of the slavers, what kind of prize would a Pegasus be? Or Velvet Remedy? The goddesses only know how they would react to a Steel Ranger, and the last thing I could afford to do was launch an assault on an entire damn slaver army. Honestly, I was almost to Philadelphia, and I had
If you were the chosen one, you would... Okay, show of hands. Who goes to the den and then slaughters everyone? First thing you do, go to the den, kill everyone. me. It's fun. It's actually pretty fun. But what kind of Fallout protagonist are you, little
No
pit?
idea what I was going
Not
to
even
do when I
power
got there.
armor.
My entire plan was to get there, take a look, and pray that what I saw would tell me where to go next. With dismay, I accepted the very real possibility that I might get there only to turn around and slink back home. My friends were counting on me to be better than that. All those slaves were counting on some pony to stand up for them. I suddenly pictured myself trotting up to a gate, knocking and telling the guard on the other side, "Hello, I'm here to stand up for the slaves." The daydream ended with the image of me getting shot in the head. So yeah, maybe I was sightseeing. Distractions to give myself time. I pulled myself up into the narrow black rectangle of the safe and slithered through. A mare approached me just the other day. "Thank you, Red Eye," she said. "You've given my life meaning. I was wretched before, but now I am part of something great. And I know that something even greater awaits me. The opportunity of a lifetime." Of course, she was only saying this in an attempt to get close to me so she could use the crude knife she had crafted out of stolen metal. But still, her words moved me. So I did not have her killed on the spot.
Oh, not on the spot.
Instead, I sent her to the pit, where she would have the chance to exercise those murderous impulses for a more worthy goal. Velvet Remedy had darted off into the mayor's room off the bank lobby, and we were all politely pretending not to hear her. The lobby radio helped, Red Eye's words adding to the buzzing of the flies. Looking around, it pained me that my stomach wasn't rebelling nearly as hard. The stench made my eyes water, but I had seen too much too often. I could tell I was becoming numb, and it scared the horse apples out of me. I heard water start to run in one of the restroom sinks, and I felt the sudden urge to dash in. We hadn't checked the local water, but I was sure it was radioactive. Velvet must know that, but I doubted she was thinking clearly. "Splayed pony bodies and profane graffiti," Velvet said with a weak smile as she rejoined us.
Oh, it's a raider
"Raider
den.
chic." She turned to me. "Let me thank you again for taking me to such lovely places."
Ah, you know how it is.
I honestly felt bad about this one. Once, the lobby had been a place for ponies to mill around while waiting for their turn with one of the tellers whose counters lined one side of the room, or who had business in the back meeting rooms like the one I had crawled into through the safe whose backside had been obliterated. But the raiders had taken a perverse glee in defiling this place, the extent of which I hadn't seen since the Ponyville Library.
Oh, that bad.
The
Oh.
crucified dog hanging from the ceiling lamp was a particularly revolting touch.
Oh.
"I agree with little Pip," Calamity noted, having taken a look at the rear meeting room which had abutted the clinic. "Raiders living here tussled with some invaders who were a heap more dangerous. Lots of raider bodies, none of their attackers." "Well, one," I corrected him. "Sorta." The pile of ash at what had once been the center of the magical destruction had still been glowing slightly pink, suggesting the battle wasn't that long ago. Calamity nodded. "My guess, lucky shot," he said. "From the way the whole wall was disintegrated back far enough to touch the safe next door, my guess is that one of the invaders was carrying a saddlebag full of magical energy grenades, or some such, and one of the raiders put a bullet through it."
It was probably a hellhound. They have a lot
Well,
of
they obviously
magi
didn't get in
weapons.
through the front door, or the safe.
They dug through.
That means there's another way in here.
They dug up.
I looked at Steel
Because
Hooves.
they're
You
hellhounds. They
remember
could
what the
do
building
that.
on the other side of the bank was? Noise from somewhere above killed the conversation.
Or that.
Dust rained down from the ceiling as pony hooves clopped over the floor above. The hanging lamp swayed as they passed over it, a rotting piece of crucified dog falling to the floor with a meaty sound. I floated my rifle close. Calamity gave his battle saddle a reload kick.
"Honestly,"
Velvet Remedy whispered.
has it ever occurred to either of you that they might be friendly?
"Nope."
No.
"Stand back."
Yeah.
Steel growled, gleaning his intention. I dashed for the bathroom, wrapping a surprised Velvet in a levitation field and pulling her in after me. Firelight dove through the doorway over our heads. Calamity swooped backwards towards the meeting room. Shoop. Boom. The shot from Steelhoof's grenade machine gun detonated against the ceiling in a flash of
Grenade
fire and stuck him.
machine gun?
With a rending crash, the ceiling came down, bringing 5
No,
Raider
no, no, no,
ponies
no, no,
crashing
no,
into
no,
the lobby.
no,
One buck with a
Grenade machine gun. I know he had a minigun. I knew he had a grenade launcher. Since when the fuck did he have a rapid... It's like a bolt gun. You know what a bolter is, right? From Warhammer 40k, a bolter is a rapid-fire, armor-piercing rocket launcher. Mini rocket launcher. Does Steelhooves have a bolt gun? That's the only thing I can think of. That's like a rapid-fire grenade launcher. I mean, okay, a rapid-fire grenade launcher is a bit lower than a bolt gun. But... the fuck? When did he get that? Like, did they just say it's automatic now? Did he pick that up? Did they trade for it? Did Calamity upgrade it?
Coat and a flaming skull for a cutie mark landed hard on a teller counter and bounced out of sight. A mare with a spiked pink mane got herself tangled in a gruesome exhibit fashioned out of at least 3 colts and trails, a zebra sword falling from her muzzle and clattering across the floor. It slid to a stop at Calamity's hooves. One last raider pony stood above us at the edge of the collapsed floor, a hunting rifle floating at his flank. His gaze fell on me, sliding down my body. And now I did want to vomit. His eyes suddenly widened, and he darted out of sight. The other raider ponies tried to scramble to their feet. Steelhooves rapid-fired 6 more grenades into their midst. I saw Velvet Remedy's shield flicker around the 2 of us, just in time to save us from the blast of shrapnel and bloody body parts. The eyeball of a raider pony splattered against the magical field inches from my face and began to slide down it. I ended up violently emptying the contents of my stomach after all. Canned corn does not taste as well coming up as it does going down.
Tastes good going down, does it?
The one that fell over here got away, Calamity called out, hovering in the air on the other side of the teller aisle. A doorway into the bank's back offices marked the raider's most likely avenue of escape. Spitting out another mouthful of water from my canteen, I replied, "I had another one upstairs who bolted too." I felt weak and embarrassed, but I tried to focus on the danger at our hooves. The surviving raider ponies could be getting reinforcements, assuming there were any to get.
Yeah, like
I was
fuck.
more worried that they were setting traps. Calamity snorted.
That's more likely.
"Raid is run from us now." He flew up into the room above. "Of course, they could be fixing an ambush." Velvet Remedy looked up at Calamity's underside.
How come now? Are you really that surprised?
She poked a hoof at me.
The smallest one of us is a walking arsenal. You're a Pegasus with a custom-built battle saddle.
Yeah!
And Steelhooves is Steelhooves.
Yeah!
By Luna, we look like Grim Reaper ponies.
Fucks right
Velvet
on!
Remedy trotted towards the carnage.
Any raider this well-armed,
She said, floating a blood-stained baseball bat with gruesome nails driven through it out of the rubble.
is going to take one look at us and gallop for the hills if she has any brains left at all.
Probably not.
I grimaced. Not that I minded looking like a Reaper pony to raiders. I damn well ought to. But because Velvet's comment brought back memories of the twisted view of us that Steelhooves had once professed for Calamity. Steelhooves was looking at the zebra sword. The gemstone in its hilt was cracked and blackened. Whatever enchantment that weapon once had died with a stone.
Okay,
Cool.
I said, collecting my thoughts.
the main vault is in the basement. The other way into the bank is probably upstairs, coming across the next building.
I looked to my companions, giving them an opportunity to disagree.
Velvet, Steelhooves, you two head up. Between the 2 of you, I'm sure you can greet any pony you find up there with the appropriate levels of loving kindness or overwhelming force.
Velvet shot me a wry look, but nodded. How in Luna's name did I end up the de facto leader again? After seeing how my fellow stable
the main
dweller had
character.
handled a hellhound, I wasn't so worried about her safety.
That's the only fucking reason.
I'm the safecracker, so I have to head down. Calamity, you're with me. Pow. A well-placed twin shot from Calamity's battle saddle caused the magical energy turret to explode, flinging shrapnel across the hall. Slipping into the zen of sats, I targeted the 2 remaining turrets and unloaded 2 rounds into each of them. They barely got a shot off, scorching an armor plate on my utility barding and giving me a painful but bearable burn beneath. We crept up past the guard desk and peered down the hallway beyond. It had a few doors that opened to side rooms, and at the end of the massive metal door of the vault, a terminal glowing on the wall beside it. As Calamity started...
Damn, I was hoping to stop there. Alright, 10 minutes shorter than usual, but it's late. And as you could tell from my yawning, I'm a little tired. But I do want to get out 1 video a week of Fallout Equestria, usually on the weekend. So this will be up tomorrow. I want to go to sleep now.